This is the plaintiff, Wei Lee. He says his 8-year-old Pomeranian named Buddy was urinating on a fire hydrant, and out of the blue, the defendant's boxer grabbed Buddy and bit him something awful. The fire hydrant was located right outside the defendant's house, and the defendant's dog thinks he owns the darn thing. His dog Buddy was badly injured, so he's suing for the $2,907 he's owed for vet bills. This is the defendant, Krishan Alawat. He says his dog and the plaintiff's dog got into a fight, and he doesn't understand why the plaintiff didn't just pick up his little dog and get it out of harm's way. He told the guy to take his dog to his vet, but the plaintiff decided to go to an emergency clinic, which charged a lot more. Oh, the plaintiff for being overcharged? No way. He's accused of boxing in a Pomeranian.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Okay, Mr. Lee, you are suing your neighbor, Mr. Alawat?
Yes.
Okay, for $2,907 in vet bills that you have already incurred and will incur because, according to you, his dog attacked your dog.
That's correct.
Tell me what happened.
May I use the...
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
You wanted to be able to use your little laser pen.
Yeah, because I want everybody to see or just
Okay.
This is 39 IU Willis Road. That's where I live.
Okay.
This is where Mr. Alawat lives.
Okay.
This is the fire hydrant. That's Willis Road. I'm sorry.
No, stay. You're perfect. This is the fire hydrant. This is his house.
That's his house. The fire hydrant's right there.
Okay, we're gonna use this little thing though. Your hands can't shake. Relax. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Which I will walk to the left here. Okay, on this
Okay,
side.
here's what we're gonna do. This is nice and fancy, but we're not gonna use this.
I know, I'm nervous. Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
Relax. Just point. Go ahead.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Okay. This is the pole that the dog will urinate first.
Okay.
Okay. I walked on the
First,
side.
you'd have him pee on the pole.
Pee on
Got
the
it.
pole.
Okay.
Then we walked to the fire hydrant on the concrete sidewalk next to the curb. He decided to pee on the fire hydrant.
Okay.
That's when I was standing there watching him pee.
Okay.
Okay. And a shadow comes out of nowhere and grabs my dog.
Okay.
I
Is
was-
your dog on a leash?
Dog was on the leash.
Okay.
I tried to pull him, but in that split second, I didn't know what it was. Then I realized when he was crying, it was a big dog. I jumped on him.
Did you let go of the leash?
I let go of the leash. I jumped on the big dog, tried to pull him back. However, I tried to pull him back, he knocked me off. And then he went and attacked my dog again. Then what I did was I jumped on the dog again and grabbed hold in a chokehold to release the dog. At that time, Mr. Alawat came running and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching my dog in front of my yard. He disappeared, but I didn't know where he went until I heard the commotion."
Okay. Go ahead and go back. Is your dog alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what kind of dog do you have?
I have, my dog is a Pomeranian, 10 pounds.
And what kind of dog do you have?
I have boxer,
A boxer. How many pounds?
maybe 60 pounds.
Okay. And was your dog off a leash?
Yes,
And why?
because it was in the house and Mr. Lee was walking with his dog without leash. He said his dog was on leash, but he was not on leash. And I heard some voice, and as soon as I opened the door, my dog came out and jumped on his dog because his dog was peeing on my bushes in front of my
The dog
yard.
was urinating in your bushes?
In my front yard.
So according to you, it happens in your front yard right in front of you?
That's correct.
What did you say to him when this happened?
I don't say anything.
What did he say to you right when it happened?
When it happened, he said, "I'm sorry. I was watching my dog," and then he disappeared. And then I didn't know where he went until I heard the commotion.
What else did he say?
Well, at that time, if I may continue, I took my dog back to see what damage was done. At that time, I saw there was a puncture holes and some bite wounds. I went back to his house and I showed him, "Look what your dog did." There's a puncture wound and some bites there. I saw his wife slap him on the shoulder, and they were speaking their language.
Okay. Did your wife beat you?
No.
Did she smack you? Was she frustrated
can't
with
do
you
that.
for some reason?
No.
Why would you
nice
say?
lady.
It has the ring of truth. I gotta tell you.
Okay. So then at the time, since I was new, the daughter.
New what? What does new mean?
I was new to the neighborhood.
Oh.
Okay. I asked, where is the emergency hospital? His daughter said, go find a hospital. We'll pay for the entire cost.
The daughter says that?
The daughter.
How old's the daughter?
I don't know.
How old's your daughter?
She's 32.
Okay, she's a grown woman. And did he say that?
He said, I agree. Go find someone and we'll help you.
All right. Did they end up? Okay, so you find a 24-hour place, and they tell you your dog needs surgery.
My dog needs surgery.
And they quote you a price of how much?
$900 to $1,100.
Okay.
Just to do the surgery.
So you call him.
Yes, that's
and he
correct.
says to you,
He said, I can't afford this. It's too much.
let's go to my vet. He'll do it. He'll give you a discount.
Yes.
All right. So you ended up, there was a bill for $200, 200 and
Yeah.
something bucks from the
What-
first place.
From the first place, it was
His
a real.
daughter paid it.
That's correct.
She
Yeah.
went
That's
over there with a credit card and paid it. All right. So you agree and you take the dog to his vet. And what does his vet say?
Well, his vet goes, your dog looks in bad shape. We got to get IV. We got to get the fever down. I got to get the surgery. He said, you should have left him in there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
And I said, I didn't know. You know.
Right.
Okay. When he, let me give you a quote. Give me a price.
And then he quotes higher.
He quotes higher,
In fact, how much does he quote?
$1,000.
All right. Did you end up having the surgery with his vet?
Yes, I did.
All right. And according to that vet, the dog's hip is dislocated
From the attack.
from the attack.
Right.
And needs to be fixed.
It
And
needs
that's
to-
another $1,800.
That's $1,800. What the doctor said was my dog had to be fully recovered, got his strength, because we have to cut the tip of the bone off and then move it in place into the socket.
Oh my goodness. All right. So you go back and you tell him it's going to be $2,900.
Correct.
And all of a sudden your dog's off a leash? And it happened on my property.
So what I did was,
I don't need to hear anymore. I want to ask you something, Mr. Alawat.
Yes.
Why, if a dog trespasses upon your property and urinates on your bushes and basically goes to your dog, why would you ever offer to pay for the damages to that dog?
Actually, he's my neighbor. As a courtesy, I want to help him out because I feel so bad as a owner of a dog. So I don't.
If your position is it happened on his position is you're lying. It didn't
Right.
happen on your property. It happened but if your position is it happens on my property, his dog was.
I did not pay for that. My daughter was with him. So she paid $200. And when she came back, she told me that, Dad, I want to, solve this problem. So I paid by credit card $200. That's why it happened.
And who told him to go to your vet?
Who? What do you mean?
Whose idea was it for him to go to your vet?
I explained to him.
Exactly.
I
You
know
told him to go to your vet because you'd get a better price, and then your vet doesn't give you a better price, right?
Because
it's
he
pretty
asked me
serious.
the vet. Because he told me he don't know anybody else.
So why is it that you are willing to pay until it's too expensive? Then all of a sudden the facts change, and you're not willing to pay. And I'm not really going to buy because I have a good heart, and he's a neighbor, and I was trying to be neighborly. Because if my neighbor has a car accident, I don't run out and say, oh, let me pay for all your damages. Even the way you're describing it, it's a tough case for you. But especially if his dog is on a leash.
Right.
And I'm trying to imagine whether you would even notice a leash if you were running out hysterical trying to stop a dog fight. I don't know. I guess maybe you might notice a leash.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So does the owner of the little dog have a duty to pick the dog up to avoid the continued attack by the big dog?
Yes, because it's his dog and he should pick it up. It's his dog.
But it does put him in harm's way, right?
That's correct.
So Duty or no duty?
It is a duty. It's like a member of your family. You're responsible for that individual, so you would do the same thing.
Huh. Okay, what do you think?
I don't think that he has a duty to pick up the dog, but I think it'd be in his best interest if he wants to limit the amount of injury that comes to the dog he owns.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I have the leash that the dog bit off.
Oh, well, let's see it. Does that look familiar?
No, I never saw this lease before.
The 2907 does not include the 200 his daughter paid, right?
No, it doesn't include that.
This is what
Okay. Mr. Alawat, I believe the dog was on a leash. I believe your dog was off leash. I believe your dog attacked him. And I believe you just don't want to pay now because it's so expensive. And that's not a defense. I'm finding in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $2,907. Good luck, folks.
Well, the defendant's first out of the courtroom on the losing end of this decision. What's your feeling on this verdict?
It's all right, whatever it is.
So when you see him out in the street tonight, tomorrow, what are you
Always,
going
I
to
say, after the fight, I say him hello all the time. You can ask.
And is he cool with you too?
Yeah, of course.
All right, okay. All right. Well, be careful with the dog now. Head right down this way, okay? You have to be more careful with the dog. So step on in here. Are you satisfied? Well, you win the case. What's your feeling?
I'm satisfied.
Is he a good neighbor?
He's a good neighbor.
Yeah.
But
But what?
should have kept the dog on a leash.
Well, are you worried going near his...
Yes.
You are worried.
I am worried. I walked the other way.
Harvey?
Well, the fact that the defendant's dog was not on a leash is the end of this story. That's it. And by the way, there is no duty the plaintiff has to pick the dog up and get in the middle of harm's way. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.